Turn my headphones up. All right.
Damn, Jay,
It's 8:15 with the Trap Queen. 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 You know the vibes. Yeah, you know the vibes. All right, what's up, beautiful people? It is I, Pretty Girl Love Trap Content, and we are gathered here this evening, okay, on this lovely Tuesday to discuss BMF, the documentary, Blowing Moolah Money Fast, episode 4, okay? So let's see who's all up in here. All right, let's see here. Let's see who is up in his house. All right, let's see here. Un momento, por favor. All right. Let's see here. Hey, Daria, what's up? Kendall, Samara, Jeremiah, what's up? How are y'all doing this evening? Let a sister know. Okay, I'm doing something a little different based on y'all mood and how y'all feeling. Give me an A, B, C, D, E, or F. Like, what's the vibe up in here before we start? Just doing a little checkity check on y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all mental health, y'all vibe. Like, what's up? Share with a sister. Share with me, all right? Hey, Monique 69 Ways, how are you? How are you enjoying this documentary, okay? If you will, okay? Because I still think they be playing in our face with a couple of the details, but you know, I'm along for the ride, okay? I'm along for the ride. You doing A+? That's awesome, Kendall. That's good. Samira, you doing good? That's awesome. You're great, Jeremiah. That's good. Everybody in a good mood. Or is y'all bellies just waiting for next week? Come on. Keep it real. Are y'all waiting for the greens, beans, tomatoes? Like, let a sister know, okay? Let a sister know. Is Shirley Caesar playing in y'all cars in your homes right now? Like, what's up? All right, y'all, we're going to get into it, all right? But make sure we're doing all of the things. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, get down in the chat. Let's have fun. I want to know y'all input on some things, so please, let's have a conversation. And if you're watching the replay, please make sure you're liking this video and make sure you drop in your comments. And if you have any little details that I'm not familiar with, please share, okay? Because last episode, y'all was giving me the tea, okay? Jeremiah, you said you had Thanksgiving last month in Canada. Oh, okay. Okay, are y'all on a different holiday schedule? That's interesting to know. Yes, me too, Kendall. I love the holidays. Samira, Thanksgiving is your birthday. Oh, well, happy early birthday, Kendall. I mean, sorry, Samira. I was looking at two chats at the same time. Happy early birthday, hon. You okay? You live in Illinois. Y'all was hit with sorry, girl. So I just saw on the news that we're expecting what's supposed to get a cold winter and a lot of snow here in North Carolina. And I'm like, I didn't move here for that. Like, no. No, y'all can keep that elsewhere. I didn't move here for the snow. I mean, I like it. The only time I do like snow is Christmas time. Okay. Other than that, I'm good on that. All right. You're welcome. All right. So let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. So episode 4, still in Atlanta. Okay. We are still in Atlanta. And I definitely enjoyed this episode as well. We pretty much start off with the height of BMF in their reign. You know, at this point, it's the early 2000s. And they're making all of the money, okay? They're pretty much having like all the network in the nation. They have 23 networks at least. Okay, that's been, I guess, recorded or remembered in the nation. And they had 400 plus members, y'all. And each was pretty much stating like, hey, we were making so much money. We had to share the wealth. Okay. I didn't know where I was gonna put the money at. I was like, must be nice, okay? And so we get, commentary for some new people to the documentary. We got 50 Cent, T.I., 2 Chains. There's a former dancer, Diamond, okay, in the mix giving her commentary. So, we got some new opinions that's pretty much speaking throughout the documentary. And 50 Cent was pretty much saying, like, Amisha and them, they was doing the opposite of what you're supposed to do per the drug dealer handbook. Okay. On page 3, it states, be quiet. Be quiet. Okay. I'm not sure if there's a crack commandment in terms of, Biggie Smalls rendition, but there should be. Okay. Can we get like a number 11? Like, keep your business to yourself, like. But he was hiding in plain sight, and they were also stating that Meech and BMF, they were always partying, it was always lit, and I already heard about it from previous documentaries. They was popping bottles every club, making it rain. I'm curious to know, did they invent making it rain? Like, is that their thing that they started? If y'all in the comments, y'all can confirm that, let us sister know. But I feel like they may be, because T.I. did state they pretty much low-key seemingly kind of started strip club culture in Atlanta, more so making it as a destination, like a Disneyland for adults, if you will. Okay, low-key Devil's Playground. But yeah, they was doing all of the things, being hella loud, okay, blinging everywhere. They had a whole mantra talking about death before dishonor, the greatest show alive. I was like, y'all got a whole song? Like, really? They got a whole slogan up in here. I mean, they was really out and about spending on the money. Meech pretty much stated like, hey, it can't go with us, so we gonna spend our money. And I know Terry was in LA like, bruh, what are we doing here? Like, I know he was over there in the Hollywood Hills minding his business, eating sushi, passing the Grey Poupon, and just frustrated because they're complete opposites. He wanted to pretty much just sell his drugs and live his little rich bougie lifestyle. Like, I know that was frustrating, and I'm pretty sure that kind of tore them apart more than what they probably were. Monique, you said Terry is so low key. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, complete opposites. I know they had hella screaming matches on the phones. Probably talking ish to the crew members. Like, I can even imagine those conversations. Yes, we're going to get into those billboards, Jeremiah, because I remember that from way back in the day in terms of hearing about it. But yeah, I know Terry was pissed off. Okay, and T.I. was like, I saw Meech. Well, he said he saw Meech spent about $1 million in a club one night, and he was talking about how stupid it was. I was like, I'm sure you done did some stupid ish too, T.I., but we ain't gonna go there to your tea. But looking back, I'm pretty sure in retrospect, it was all good. But $1 million of them things, like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Samara, you said that flashies is why they had split for a bit. Yeah, I'm sure. We already showing the show. That was one of my favorite scenes in the actual show when Terry was calling Meech flashy. He was like, flashy, what you talking about with the 4-finger ring? But they had their own levels of flash per the show. But we are definitely showing like how polarized their personalities are. And just their overall just business stylings just completely different. Hey, Ken, do you see said it? It seems like BMF. That BMF was a blueprint that others follow, making it rain, popping bottles in club. Yes, I believe so as well. There's another part that I want to get into that reminds me of another drug show. But I'm not another drug show, but a drug show. That was like, I wonder what they got this from. Okay. But yes, they were saying Meech wanted the limelight. He wanted his things, honey. He wanted to be revered, okay? He wanted to be known as that dude because he was pretty much the biggest cocaine dealer in the country. Like, that's a lot, okay? So, of course, that's going to put him on the radar. And then, of course, we hear from, Jack Harvey. who seems like possibly the lead investigator in their case. He works for DEA. We also get commentary from an assistant to the attorney, I believe. Or maybe a prosecutor, excuse me, if I can remember his exact title, the man in the black bandana with all the tats, if you will. Okay, he's like, I could get it in too. All right, giving me like real, like low key Sons of Anarchy vibes. And then we also get commentary from Brian Burns. Okay, and then we dig into Brian Burns. Okay, he pretty much give us this story about his pops wanted to be a cop, but at the time in Atlanta, African Americans were not allowed to be a part of the force. Okay, so when he got older, his dad told him like, hey, you gotta do it for me, bruh. Because he said by the time African Americans were allowed to join, his father already had a job and he was chilling. And I'm like, that kind of annoyed me because I'm like, why are you going to impede this this goal on your child? Like, he wasn't dead. You can still join the force. I mean, you may be no young whippersnapper, but you can get out there, pops. Like, don't be putting all that pressure on me. You want to be a whole cop out here in these streets? Like, bruh. So the DA, the assistant DA, the guy in the black bandana, he was like, I needed hard workers. I needed people that wanted to work long hours. And in Burns, have his little commentary talking about, yeah, I had to do countless hours at Magic City. I said, poor you had to spend countless hours doing surveillance on Meech and BMF at the Magic City. I feel so bad for you, sir. It's giving me like Players Club vibes. If y'all remember the two cops in Players Club, but it was always there. Like, I feel so bad for you, Burns. Like, what a horrible assignment. I was definitely giving him the side eye after that. I'm like, see, bruh, I don't want nothing you talking about. Hey, Kendall, you said Bemidji was set up nationwide in a drug game like a Fortune 500 company. Definitely. They had trap houses and cut houses, stash houses, every city, St. Louis, Chicago, Miami. It was over there in Texas. Like, it was everywhere. I mean, everywhere. It's amazing. I mean, I know we're talking about drugs, but just the amount of trust and networking and organization that you have to build such an, organization in the underworld. Like, I don't want to say it's commendable, but I would just preface this by saying, how they always would say, if they put that energy into something legit, how great would it be? But of course, there's systematic oppression and all those things that kind of prevents us from doing so. And of course, later on in the documentary, Meech, pretty much shows it told us that he wanted rap to be a way out. But I have some comments about that as well. Let's see here. Kendall, you said you didn't like the dude with the black bandana on. Yeah, he was interesting. Hey, Inga Boo, how are you? How are you doing? Yes, they were doing their thing, Inga. Yes, so they're pretty much recounting, the city wasn't ready for BMF and what they was bringing. I'm like, it was Black excellence. No city would be really ready for what they was doing. I kind of disagree. Not to say that it should have happened, but I'm like, come on, you acting like you was in Biloxi or something. Like, this is Atlanta. Like, what you talking about? In the early 2000s, like, Atlanta was popping, all right? And so, pretty much, we get into Tara, his baby's mother, okay? And she pretty much stated that she didn't mind Meech going out. She was just used to and okay with him coming home after he was doing what he was doing. But she pretty much kind of was tired of the lifestyle and decided to move to Miami. And I'm like, I need more tea. Like, I know she's not going to give us the details, but girl, like, from my understanding, Meech was doing his thing. So was you on that, I'm going to let my man cheat in peace because he's giving me all the things? Or did you try to give him an ultimatum? Or you were just done with it at all? Because they met I forget, like a gas station or something. I can't remember. But she was a bottle girl herself. So I can't say she wasn't tired of the lifestyle because she worked in it. So when you work in something, you really don't want to be around it for leisure purposes. But I kind of, yeah, I kind of need more intel. Like, what was going on over there? Okay, what was going on over there in that relationship? Okay, to where you had to uproot to a whole another city, because I'm sure Meech was giving her all the things. Not saying materialistic things, matter, but I don't know. I'm just curious to how the inner workings of that relationship went. Because if he was giving extras to the janitor, I definitely know he was lacing her. Um, but yeah, maybe she was, there was, knowings of cheating and she was over it. I don't know. But the nosy girl in me was like, girl, when the book coming out? Let a sister know. Hey Kendall, you say I don't advocate selling drugs, but if you're going to do it, this will be how, just a little less flash. Yeah, a lot less flash, girl. A lot less flash. They were doing a whole lot. Okay. But yeah, it's just honestly, I feel like a lot of drug TV shows that we see now, they kind of emulate a lot of things that BMF was doing. And you say she's still in the game. Child, you never know now. She's looking good though. She looking good. Yes, yes, yes. Kendall, you said, girl, she turned blinders and collected the money. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was definitely thinking that. Samira said Little Meech look like, yeah, I was thinking that too. He looks definitely like a perfect combination between his mom and dad. They scared to spill the beans. They definitely are, Jeremiah. It was definitely giving, the do's and don'ts in terms of what to say on camera. Okay. Like for real, for real. Monique, you said material things do matter, especially when I'm not paying for. I cannot. Girl, yeah, she was, yeah, I'm definitely seeing like what was Carly Red talking about on the Gucci Louis Prada. If y'all watch Love and Basketball, like give me all the things. Y'all know Atlanta is that place. I mean, it's more so now, but back then it was definitely up and coming as that place. Okay. Oh my God, the first Tasha St. Patrick. I cannot. Y'all are killing me. You are killing me. I'm definitely getting those vibes though. Yeah, she was. I think all of them was brief, honestly, but prior to film, except for like well, maybe it could be some of the cops too. I won't put nothing past them. But the crew members, yes, I'm definitely getting briefing vibes. All right. All right. So, she found out she was pregnant when she was in Miami. So it seems though she possibly moved back to Atlanta to have the baby. I wasn't quite clear. But she tells a story about when Meech was born. Demetrius was born in 2000. And Big Meech, he was 31, 32. I was like, wow, he waited that. I wasn't saying waited because anything could have happened, miscarriages or, just other things. So, but he typically, you was thinking a drug dealer life, that's typically considered old, even though I don't consider it old, but most people would consider that old to have your first child. But she tells a story. They was taking him home, his first little ride home, and Meech was just blasting the music, and she was stressed out about him. Like, what are you doing? He was like, well, he got to get used to this. See, we would have been fighting right then and there. Like, bruh, calm down, okay? Calm down. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. Yes, I'm sure there was some dirty, law enforcement situations too, Inga. Samir, you say he has older daughters. Okay, that's good to know. I wasn't sure. I don't remember like the kid breakdown, but I guess he's considered possibly the oldest son then. Yes, definitely on the take. You said Samira, Little Meech, the youngest of his children. Okay. Okay. All right, cool. Because I was thinking I could have sworn he had children in Detroit. Actually, yeah, because well, the show was loosely based, but based on the show, he had a daughter when he was like in the 1819, but of course they were changing details. So the show and multiple documentaries, and this documentary with them playing in our face a little bit, it be having my details all blurry because I can't tell the difference between what's real and not, because y'all throwing a lot of different situations in our face. But thank y'all for correcting me on that. Inga, you said she's not going to say nothing to him. He would have thrown her ass out the car. Probably. Yes, he definitely looks like them. So cute. You could just see he looks just like that now, low key. I mean, he would. He's grown now. He's what, 22, 23. But I just always thought it was just hella cool that he's playing his dad in this show. Like, I just think that's like the cutest thing. So of course, that little story kind of segues to BMF and their insertion into the music industry. Okay. And so, they mentioned that, Meech and Terry were enamored by the music business. And I'm just a little annoyed because were they? Like, of course, their father, he played multiple instruments and he wanted to be a musician at heart. So yes, it is in their bones. But since we don't get any information from Terry out of his mouth, I'm getting frustrated. Because did Terry really want to start dibbling dabbling in the music business? We don't know. The viewers don't know. So I'm a little frustrated because I can't say it seems all to be Meech's dream, because I'm sure they both love music. But I'm just curious, like, was this a part of Terry's plan? Like, I'm just curious about that. I'm trying to digress, okay? But they're pretty much, talking about how Atlanta is pretty much the mecca or becoming the mecca of the music industry. They publicize and kind of show Outkast, the 96 Source Awards, but that was pretty much an infamous Source Awards, okay, with the East Coast, West Coast beef. And how, Andre 3000 was pretty much saying, like, we got something to say. You're not giving us our respect, and we demand our respect. And, we have the likes of 2 Chainz and T.I. pretty much saying how they was proud of it and they were happy that he said it because, yes, they do have something to say and something to prove. So, that kind of sparks a surgence of the music business in the South. What's up, Detroit? How are you? Thank you for coming through. Y'all make sure y'all like this video for your girl, okay? Inga, you said, I don't think Big Meech wanted to be in the music business per se. There's just a way to launder money. Yeah, I was going to ask y'all opinion on that. Because we can kind of talk about it now. But they also mentioned, he was hanging around P. Diddy, Jermaine Dupri. We see he pictured here with the Brad, Nelly, Allen Iverson. So this does seem kind of like a means to an end, in a sense, a way to kind of show or legitimize all the flash that he had going on. So, I was thinking to myself, like, did he truly want to be? I feel like he did want to be a part of the business because he was it was like art imitating life, how they mentioned too with Jeezy. But I don't know. I just felt like since we were starting to see all these African American label heads, that kind of gave him a way to kind of hide in plain sight per se. But I don't know. I'm just curious. Did he really, really want to act upon like CEO responsibilities or not? Or he just wanted to look the part? I'm just curious about that. Jeremiah, you said Meech was trying to use music as a way out the game, but he did not do it properly. That's correct. But I am questioning, would he, and let's say, okay, perfect scenario, he was able to completely legitimize BMF Entertainment. Would he eventually leave the game? I honestly, just my opinion, I feel like no, because one, I'm sure he had talks with Didi and Jermaine and kind of maybe financially try to understand or get intel on, hey, how much y'all pulling in, But I feel like if he would have really just left the game and just went strictly, into the music business, I don't feel like the math would have math. I feel like he was making a way more money as a drug dealer than he would as a, label head. And plus, you got to worry about taxes and, really playing, fees. Like, it's a lot involved when it comes to, legitimizing those businesses, BMF Entertainment specifically. So I was just, wondering, like, I don't know if he ever would have left. I just feel like he would have still been selling drugs, but just, using the business to just hide it. Because I just don't see him just giving up all that bread and all that hard work he did going from city to city, state to state, and setting all his shop up. Like, most drug dealers do not want to give that up, and they don't want to hand it down to somebody else unless that other person is just going to be the face of the organization, but they're still able to run the shots and be quiet, you know? But that's just my thoughts. Jeremiah, you said, let's see here. Sorry, Kendall, you said, I doubted he was going to leave no money. Exactly. I can't see him just going legit. It was like, okay, bye-bye, drug money. I don't need you anymore. Okay. Jeremiah, you said they had one artist. Oh, we're going to get to that. Okay. So, he, also mentioned like he was low-key kind of testing the waters with Jeezy. Because he said Jeezy was already part of their circle in terms of the streets. But I'm like, I want to delve a little deeper. And they kind of like, it's 24, 25 minutes episode. So, but I still want more. And from my understanding, I don't think they're on the best of terms, Jeezy and BMF. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Just saying Jeezy was a part of their circle in the street term, not necessarily music. I don't know. I wanted Jeezy to be the part of this because, I just wanted his like commentary, but he's like, I'm good. I ain't trying to get mixed up and all that. And he probably wasn't even invited anyway. I don't think so. But yeah, so he was trying to, start off, slow, but Jeezy was already signed. Okay. The big labels, I believe Def Jam already, scooped him up because I believe Jay-Z, from my understanding, kind of takes the credit or is given the credit to kind of help catapulting Jeezy's career into the mainstream. But child. But yes. Sorry, y'all. This is hilarious to me, okay? So he starts BMF Entertainment, okay? We're trying to legitimize our lives here, okay? And he has this whole pitch of how labels focus too much on multiple artists, and he just wanted to hone in on one particular artist, okay? And his name is Blue Da Vinci, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. Back in this time frame, I wasn't hearing nothing about no Blue Da Vinci, okay? And honestly, other than the documentaries, the only thing I remember of him is he spent maybe a season and a half on Love and Hip Hop, okay? But per the assistant DA's commentary, he was terrible. I said, the popo is telling you terrible, you got to be terrible, okay? Don't get me wrong, cops don't sometimes get it. But for him to say it, I feel like he kind of in the streets a little bit in terms of, he know what's up. He seemed like he got a little flavor to him, but he low-key pretty much said Blue Da Vinci was trash, and it was no way it was making that much money on a trash artist such as Blue Da Vinci. I almost fell out. And it was kind of playing his music in the background. It didn't sound too bad, but it wasn't no Jeezy or nothing. I'm just saying. Detroit, you said Meech used to let Jeezy get some work for him allegedly. Okay. I was kind of thinking that a little bit, but sometimes the details be blurry around here in these documentary streets, okay? You say he was trash. Kendall, you said it too. He was trash. Oh man, not Blue being trash. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that's interesting. But hey, at least he had some good music around him because apparently your boy Meech loved him some Jeezy so much to the fact that he would request, or he at one time requested Jeezy to be played like 7 times, one song in a row. Like, don't get me wrong. I love a good song. I could play a good song. But if I'm in the club, I'm not trying to hear no one song 5 to 7 times in a row. I mean, there probably is a couple I could think of. I ain't even gonna hold you. But that, come on. Come on. Kennedy said, come on, Pretty Girls music was trash. I'm taking y'all word for it. Like, I have not heard an album from this man, okay? I just heard clips from this documentary, okay? And that's it. Like, I have not even tried to investigate the musical stylings of Blue Da Vinci, okay? And maybe I should have, okay? Maybe I should have, okay? But, yeah. Mm-mm. Sorry for you. Okay, so... Sorry, this is just hilarious. He said he was terrible. Oh my god, terrible. So sorry. He said the math wasn't mathing. Like they had t-shirts, you know, back then. It was like my white tee. Yep. So everybody rocking the long white tees. Okay, the nightgowns I used to call them. Okay, with the BMF chains, like. They had the Blue Da Vinci shirt. Like they was really spending that bread promoting Blue Da Vinci. And they show a little clip of Meech kind of directing Blue in one of his video shoots. Like it was a lot. And then, you know, Meech, he was low-key, was like, I need some of that shine too. So apparently he was having like little DVDs, and I don't think it was a Smack DVDs. It seemed like it was his own DVDs that he was putting out, pretty much playing himself. So it was a lot. And he was definitely just wanting to shine. And it was like, pipe down, bruh. Pipe down. Like, we out here. Okay. And to make matters worse, this man decides we need to amp up our marketing. Okay. We need billboards on these Atlanta streets and highways. Okay. And I remember this from like previous documentaries, but I wonder if he regrets this. He probably don't, but I'm just curious. Like, do you regret this? Because, you know, we get commentary from J-Bo, you know, his underboss, if you will, Yogi, his former assistant. They were both was looking like, yeah, we tried to tell him. We tried to tell him, like, this ain't gonna work. Like, this is doing too much, bro. Like, what are we doing here? And apparently Terry was peed. He demanded those billboards to be taken down, and he was hot. And of course, given to how they're picturing, you know, and painting this picture of Terry, like I could imagine, like they never really said, you know, if Terry traveled to Atlanta often or not. It seems like he didn't, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he took him a nice little flight to Atlanta to see the ish for himself. Because we had Blackberries back then, so I don't know. Somebody probably could have took a couple pictures and sent it to him. I don't know how much the quality would have worked out, but I can imagine Terry getting that call and say, "You know what your brother done did, okay?" And him sitting there eating his caviar and his lobster and steak, and looking at a picture of this billboard saying BMF, the world is BMF, okay? And of course, the cops, they got to chime in because they talking about, yeah. You remember Scarface? He had the blimp talk about the world is yours. This is their, you know, this is their rendition, okay? So, of course, oh, Lord. I'm sorry, y'all. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Yes, Kendall, it really put a spotlight on him. And so, you know, the cops will say, okay, we're seeing money flashing, we're seeing these luxury cars, we're seeing bottles being popped, but their organization was so airtight, nobody was talking. But they did mention this little story about how somebody in South Carolina got pulled over and told a cop, well, I can give you BMF. So, but they didn't follow up with it. So I'm like, why did y'all even include that in there? But I guess, you know, it's to kind of piggyback off of the DA agent pretty much say like nobody wanted to touch BMF as a case, like nobody, because they were so, you know, airtight with their system. But he referenced one domino effect, okay? And it was pretty much a home invasion of Doc Marshall, okay? So Dr. Marshall, he owned, or I see what seems like the face of a luxury car dealership called Exquisite Empire, where he murdered somebody that was pretty much trying to rob his house. Okay, because apparently he held the monies. Okay, in his home, and I guess somebody found out and he killed the guy. It was just, he was clear because it was in self-defense. But they also mentioned not SWAT, but I can't exactly what department it was. But they was pretty much searching and they found apparently a kilo of coke in this man's house. Now, this is where things get a little grainy for me, okay? Because I have a question for Doc now. Okay. So were you just negligent to where you shoot a man and don't realize you got coke laying around? Or is this story kind of fabricated a little bit? Okay, because how we go from me defending myself, y'all covering and taking pics, and CSI Imagine is there, everybody taking pictures and stuff, and y'all just stumble across a brick and some documentation of a car dealership, which appears to be a cover. And so apparently that led them to being able to search an office in Buckhead. And Buckhead, if you don't know, was kind of one of the ritzy areas in Atlanta. So apparently they had a front office in an office building in Atlanta. They searched that and saw that there were some documents and that had BMF and like -M or -E or what have you to kind of signify which members had which cars, it seems like. But I'm like, is this smart or is this dumb? Like, like did Meech intend to have himself associated with this organization or no? Like, can we find any other combination of letters? Like, I don't know, y'all. Like, I need more details. Like this section, I need an hour at least, because y'all need to be breaking this down to me. Y'all can't just fluff over these details or lack thereof and want me to be like, okay, yeah, I learned a lot, because I'm just as confused now. Because I'm like, I need more details. Like, what's up? What's up? And this reminds me of Top Boy. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with the UK-based show Top Boy, but the last season kind of went over this type of situation where the kingpins, have a not connect, but an associate who owns luxury or rents luxury cars to drug dealers. And he ends up being a snitch, thereby, possibly taking down one of the kingpins, but it kind of ended off, a little rocky. I'm sorry if I, spoiled the beans for whoever haven't seen it, but you still can watch it because it's a great show. Please watch Top Boy. They have it on Netflix, both seasons. Let's see here. Hey, Jay, what's up? The fact that Terry was hearing about it in LA was a sign the end was near. I know, right? But I don't think it was hard. I mean, of course we didn't have social media, but I'm sure them pics was coming through. Okay. Hey, Couch Potato, what's up? How are you? Jay say Doc was the snitch on me, BMF. That search seemed set up the police that should have only been in the room. The guy came and anybody doing illegal stuff wouldn't have let them. So yeah, that's the thing. It's like, this don't make any sense. Like, at any point between you killing this guy and calling the cops, let me give you even, I don't know what part of Atlanta you at, but I'm gonna give you 10 minutes, bro. You had a 10-minute head start. It's like, oh God, I got a kilo of coke in the dining room. Let me go ahead and hide that real good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just got questions. I got a lot of questions, okay? Hey, Kendall, how they modify the vehicles they used was very sorry. Yeah, they was using the limos and everything. They kind of detailed all that last episode. So that was cool to know. I kind of was familiar with that as well. And another question I have, like, to my understanding, the father was a part of this too. Like, Meech and Terry's father. So, like, are we not including him at all? Like, are we just trying to keep him out of this to save face? I believe he's deceased now, to my understanding. So I'm like, This is BMF story, but it's pretty much narrated low key by Meech. But it's just I need more details. Okay, I need more perspectives, and not necessarily just the perspectives of the workers. Even though I appreciate all those, but I need perspectives and I need information out of Terry's mouth. I need them to talk about the dad if that was true, but they probably trying to keep it clean, Lord. They're probably trying to keep it clean. Maybe that was the mama's request. Like, you know what? Just keep my husband or ex-husband out of it, because yeah, that's enough. Okay, y'all tell y'all a little story. But yes, y'all, we got the billboard, and they was pretty much saying, hey, Meech thought he was invincible, and Meech pretty much himself, he was like, well, I didn't see nothing wrong with it. I was trying to promote the business. And don't get me wrong, when I go to Atlanta now, it wouldn't be like a hard thing to find like a Lil Baby or a 21 Savage billboard. Like, I remember seeing rap billboards all the time. But that was legitimate. 1, 2, they weren't really doing that, to my understanding, back then. So you really sticking out like a sore thumb, okay? Like, one of the billboards, it seemed like they had a picture of themselves on the actual billboard. Now, that's going to ruffle the Caucasians' feathers, you know what I'm saying? And then the district attorney also stated they had a billboard right outside of their office. So, and J-Bo said that there were about 4 to 6 or so around the city. So I don't know if y'all was really like paying attention of where these billboards were being placed. Or, I don't know if y'all was Googling, the local buildings, or making sure that the, FBI agents in the buildings or law enforcement were anything around these buildings. I don't know how much was being put into this. Seems like Meech was like, hey, I want 5 billboards, put them up. But I know he's smarter than that. But at the same time, we see it happen. So I really don't know. Okay. But yes, Terry was, pissed. And J-Bo pretty much stated after the billboards went up, things pretty much went downhill from there. Okay. And then the law enforcement that's commentating on this stated the second domino effect was an incident that happened at Club Chaos. Now, I know they had a few incidents in clubs, and that's an interesting name to call a club, okay, because it seemed like some chaos really went there. I know there were some situations with P. Diddy's bodyguard. I'm not sure if this is this or something else, but apparently it seems like a murder or some, shooting that kind of helps bring down the organization. But yeah, y'all, this was, pretty good episode. They still are, leaving some things out, just playing in our face a little bit. But I appreciate it. It's, definitely some good content. I would just want a little more, answers. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Are we gonna get a book, Terry? We're gonna get a book from, Tara, the baby mama. Like, y'all gonna give us some OT, but I'm sure Meech is not playing with them. Okay. Well, at least not none of his people. Terry probably don't listen to him, but who knows? Okay. Yes, Kendall. He said the billboard was right next to his building. He's sitting over there eating his Subway sandwich or his Dunkin' Donuts, sitting there looking at Meech and them talking about the world of BMF. I know that just irked his little soul. And it was funny, not funny, but funny how, especially Burns, the black officer, he was saying, just the way those guys would get all the respect and people would pretty much kiss their what's in the club, and you knew it was BMF time. I don't know. I sensed a little hateration, a little bit. Just a little bit hateration. And I get it, you frustrated. You over there working hard for the money, okay? I don't feel too bad because you up in Magic City doing your intel, okay? And you got to go home to your, neat, demure, dwellings. And these guys over here spending your salary in one night or less. So I ain't mad. Kendall, yes, they giving us a little teaser, but I don't want no teaser. I don't want no appetizer, okay? Thanksgiving coming up. I want the meal. Stop playing. Are we going to get the meal like after it's all said and done and everybody's gone? Like, what's up? Okay. Hey, John, you sectarian, not giving us nothing. Yeah, it looks that way. It looks that way. He probably not even watching this documentary. I'm sure he was like, I'm good. Jeremiah said when Meech gets out, that's when he's going to start exposing everyone. Possibly. I was thinking maybe when he get old, like give him good 85, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna tell it now. Y'all. If he can remember, you know how the Alzheimer's and whatnot be acting up. Hey, Ken, so you sound wondering how much they're going to show or disclose on the BMF show that pertains to. Yes, I'm definitely curious on just the details and the timing that they're going to expound on in regards to, especially this Atlanta portion. It's interesting when you're covering, a show that's based on a true story. You don't know what you're going to get because one, we don't know how many seasons they're going to get approved for, what the writers are thinking in terms of the time span and how far they want to go, because they was in the game for at least 20 years. They started 85, 86, mid 80s. And from my understanding, they were riding this wave at least until the mid 2000s. That's 20 years worth of content and information. So I don't know if we're going to do time jumps eventually. I don't know. I'm curious because we're about to approach season 2. Of course, I'll be covering season 2 of the BMF show. I believe it's premiering early January. I want to say the 4th, but don't quote me. But yes, I'm definitely curious on what they're going to give us, but I'm gonna be here for the ride. I love the actors. So they're doing a good job with the show. But yeah, they're definitely not giving us all the deets. Okay. Kendall, you said you believe it was 85 through 2006. Okay. So that seems about what I was thinking. So thank you for the actual pinpoint of the years, boo. Yes, I'm about to get out of here. If y'all want to mention anything else before I do, please get to type in ASAP to the pronto. Jai said, my guess is that season 2 starts when Meech leaving for Atlanta since they killed Lamar. That's possible. That's possible. But that's interesting because based on what they're telling us in the documentary, Terry stayed behind while Meech went to Atlanta. So are we going to get like dual cities, or are we going to focus more on Meech in this show? Because it seems though, I don't know how involved Terry is even on the show. Like I'm sure he's probably getting a financial cut, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know the breakdown of this, y'all. It's just very curious to moi, okay? But yes, please make sure you subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Okay, make sure you like this video. Make sure you're sharing this video if you know anybody that's interested in this documentary. Please make sure your notification bells are on because I'll be popping up and I always keep y'all informed in the community tab. But yes, tomorrow I will be reviewing at 8:15. Okay, Power Season 3, Episode 3. And this is the introduction of Grown Jukebox, y'all. And I am excited to discuss this with y'all. And also at 9:30, I'm sorry, 9:30 tomorrow. So y'all gonna see me back to back. I will be doing the finale of Atlanta. So we can kind of, be done with Atlanta. It's bittersweet. But yes, I'm ready for that. And then of course, Sunday, I have the Thanksgiving live that we're doing at 9:15. But yes, y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. Hey, Bit Fats 1015. What's up? How are you? Thank you for coming through. Thank you, Kendall. Love and light. Thank you, Inga. Yeah, like this video, y'all. But yes, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through. If y'all watching the replay, please make sure you're subscribing, okay, and liking, okay. And yes, leave some comments. Let me know your thoughts. If y'all have more details, let us know because they apparently leaving some things out here, okay. But until tomorrow, y'all, I will see y'all. Okay. Have a good evening. Toodles.